Guys, what's going on? Adam from Sea Exotics. Welcome back to the channel. Again, so sorry it's been well over a week since my last video. Crazy busy at work, crazy busy at home, and it's very hard just trying to find the time to come in here and actually do a video, and a video sort of worthwhile doing, if that makes sense, with the content and all that. I'm not one of these people that would just do videos on everything just to put videos out there and get views. To my one massive fan on Instagram, that's why I'm not doing it for the money, my friend. As you can tell, I hardly upload these days. I am going to try and get a bit better. I know I keep saying that, and I keep saying it and saying it and saying it, and it's easier said than done. Please believe me, from the bottom of my heart, it's easier said than done. I have every best intention to come in here and do videos almost on a daily basis, but with 5 children, a demanding wife, she's not really demanding, but the wife, the 5 children, working 60 miles from home, 12-hour days, very hard to come in here and actually do some videos for you guys. So I found myself with some time today, first time in ages, and today is Friday the 1st of November. So what does that mean for a lot of people? Well, today is traditionally the time where most of you will start pairing. Now if you go along the traditional timeline, and if you do call down, you'd have been calling down for the previous month, and today would be the first day that you start introducing your males to your females. So good luck with that if that's what you're doing. I know a lot of people, including myself, have started a bit early, but if you are following that timeline and you're going to be introducing males to females, then best of luck. I hope you get loads of locks. I want to see lots of updates from you guys on Instagram. Post loads of posts, loads of pictures of your locks. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments down below. Next video I will hopefully show you some more locks that I've been getting. They've gone a bit quiet for the minute, so I've decided to separate them, give them all another feed. I'll leave them probably a week before I start introducing males to females. Again, some of my females are in shed, so obviously once they shed out, prime time to introduce males to the females, because they release that pheromone with that new skin. And sometimes that triggers a breeding response. Other tips, guys, if you want to, especially if you're using new males or slightly younger males, try putting the shed of another male in with that male when you put it to a girl. Sometimes that entices sort of a breeding response, if you like, because they think another male is going to get their girl. I've seen also people putting 2 males together, which works fine. I've done it before. If you're going to go down that road, guys, you have to supervise at all time. You can't just put 2 males and a female in a tub, shut that drawer or that tub and walk away. You do have to sort of supervise it. Now if they combat, it's not like they're going to bite each other. They don't do that. They sort of wrestle each other, and they nudge each other, and they jerk each other, and they sometimes they sort of intertwine. That's a good sign. Don't let it go on too long. And then what you're going to do after that, if you witness that, is take the male that you don't want to breed back out of that tub. So it's just that male, the smaller male, the younger male, and the female. That male will then think he's won, and his prize would be the female. That's what happens in the wild, so that's a great tip to get stubborn males or slightly smaller males or younger males into that breeding mode. Another tip, guys, and it's quite disgusting, but again I've done it and it works, is try and get some of the sperm from and if some of you are thinking, ugh, it works, trust me, get some sperm from a male that you're not breeding that week or not breeding at all. Get it on your finger and just wipe it up and down the female's back. As disgusting as that is, and it sounds, and yes, it is disgusting, that scent obviously of another male's sperm will a lot of the time make that smaller, younger male want to breed, because he thinks there's another male in the loop. And obviously they don't want competition. They want to just breed that female and ensure their genes are passed on. In the animal kingdom, not like humans, all that matters to them is breeding and eating. A lot of these animals, especially reptiles, well, some are, but in majority of the cases, they're not sociable animals. I think there's only 2 or 3 animals in the whole animal kingdom, us being one, that reproduce or do the act of reproducing for pleasure. I know dolphins is another one, but most of the time it's, to make sure that their genes are passed on, and that's all that matters. They'll wake up, sometimes they won't feed, and that's why they don't feed, because they've got breeding on their mind. Guys, so that's why there's a lot of different sort of methods that we can use to get sort of males to breed. Sometimes you'll put a male in and he'll breed right off the bat, he'll breed straight away. I certainly have. I've put males in and within 10 minutes they're locked up. Now there might not be a true lock, there might just be courting. Some people do get confused with courtship and copulation, and they are two very different things. But once that copulation has happened, it's very hard to miss it. Sometimes they're linked tails, but the vents and cloacas and all sorts will be in the wrong position. That's how you know it's not a true lock. If you're really careful and you see a true lock, you can slightly just lift the tails and you can see that hemipene doing its work. So that's when you know you've got a true lock. So if you're going to be recording locks and copulations and things like that, make sure it's a true lock, because you don't want to fool yourself into thinking that they've paired when indeed they haven't. So really be sure that they've got a good lock going on before you record it. You can record courtship, you can record an introduction, but to record an actual lock or a pairing and confirm that those two animals have paired, you've really got to make sure it's a proper lock, and that you can be 100% certain of that. Going back to calling, a lot of people, like I said, would have done it the previous month, sort of 1st of October up until now. Well, you'd still call all the way until spring sort of thing and raise them up sort of February time. That's when I used to do it. But I previously had a bit of trouble with RIs when I was dropping the temperatures down. Obviously when you're dropping temps down and it's already winter, you are dicing with fire there, and I was a perfect example. Like I've said before in a video, I got 7 or 8 females all stricken down with RI. They had antibiotics and they all slugged out on me. I've done a video back, so I'll try and link that video up in one of these corners at the end. But if I don't, go back and sort of watch that video, you'll see what the eggs come out like when I've been on antibiotics. So I changed it up. Last year I didn't call whatsoever. This year I haven't called whatsoever. The room is naturally cooler. I think I've got a temperature up here. It's 74 degrees in here. Normally it runs 78 to 82 during the summer, during the day, so it is a lot cooler in here, but the hot spots are still exactly the same. Everything else is exactly the same. They're happy, they're breeding, touch wood, you've got no health issues yet, but I think at 74 degrees and dropping the temperatures down, I think I'm going to run into complications, bearing in mind you've got to do that for a good while. But if it works for you, it works for you. It is the natural process. The temperatures, drop down, the days get shorter, it gets darker a lot quicker, and just that pressure, the air pressure, is all mixed up in the air, and that's what triggers breeding responses and follicle growth and this, that and the other. So if you are doing that, just be cautious of the ambient temperature in your room. Don't let it get too cold, and just be careful that you are only gradually dropping that temperature. Don't just crank your dial down from 90 to 85. Do it a degree or two a day until you get to that desired temp. I can't stress that enough. I really don't want you to have the same problems that I did, because that wiped my season out completely, and it was actually gutting, because those animals are still put in the work. That female still put in all those calories and all that effort for that egg production, just to produce a bunch of slugs. And some of these slugs were coming out that big, some were that big, some were distorted, some were absolutely disgusting, if I'm honest. So I don't want that to happen to you guys. So if you are calling, just please bear in mind the ambient temperature in your room, and if it gets too cold, maybe a little oil filled radiator might just work during the night, just to take the chill out of the room. You can still call, but just keep that chill. But what I'm doing so far is working fantastically for me, so I'm going to keep going with that sort of method. If I do change up the room and change out the insulation, then maybe I can do it a different way. But that works for me and that works for my room, so that's what I'm going to carry on doing. So guys, another tip that I can give, and I love giving this sort of tip, is the most important thing, the most important aspect of all ball python breeding or royal python breeding, however you say it, the most important thing to remember is have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, you're in the wrong hobby. If you're doing it just to make money, you're in the wrong hobby. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to get excited about your pairings. You've got to really sort of get excited about putting that male to that female and the potential you could make, not just for financial gain, because it's not all about financial gain. I've said it 100 times before, but if you've got a specific combo in mind and you've got the ingredients to make it, it's a great feeling. I'll give you an example. I wanted to make, I can't remember what I wanted to make now, I'm being dumb, but I wanted to make something and I didn't realise that I had the ingredients to make it, but I just sort of realised it over the last few days. I was like, oh, wicked, now I can do that, and then I can hold them back, and then I can make that, and I can put that to clown and get the hets, and that's what excites me. I don't care if it takes me 5 years, 10 years. I don't care if I'm 20 years behind Justin Kobelka and Ozzy and all those sort of people. I don't care. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun with it. That's the most important thing that I can say to you, is just have fun with it. Don't be too wrapped up in making money through YouTube, through selling snakes, through Patreon and junk things like that. Just enjoy it, enjoy a hobby. It is your hobby. It's very hard to turn this into a business and go full time, especially in this country. So be under no illusions that it's easy, because it's blimmin' not. So just enjoy it. Enjoy what you're making. Enjoy looking forward to those eggs and to those tiny heads pip out of those eggs, or you cut them, or whatever you do. It is the greatest feeling in the world when you're part of this hobby. Absolutely amazing. So guys, it's the 1st November today, which means 2 days time we have the IHS show up in Doncaster. It's the last show of the year. It promises to be just as busy as the last one in September, which was absolutely heaving. That's the one I done the table at. I'm not going to be vending this year. It is my birthday week. My birthday is next Wednesday, the 6th of November. Just in case you want to buy me a present, I'm only joking. So this is my birthday show. This is where my wife, says, what do you want? Do you want a present, or do you want money for Donny? Money for Donny every time. So I'm going to be shopping for a cool new gene, which I'm not going to say just yet. Hopefully they have one or even two. So if you're going there, guys, please come and say hello. I'll be wearing either the shirt, or I've got a hoodie made up with the new logo. I'll be wearing one or the other, depending on how warm it is inside the venue. So please come and say hello. We'll do some pictures for Instagram, we'll talk, and we'll do whatever you want. I'll have some stickers available as well, so just ask me for a sticker. I've got a couple of sizes. I've got one sort of bigger one slightly smaller one. You're welcome to have one or two of those. Just stop me and ask, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. We'll do a sticker trop. I'm not going to do a sticker trop, we're going to do a sticker swap. That'd be awesome. There's a few guys I'm looking forward to seeing there, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's really nice to be able to have a common place and a common goal and a reason where all these amazing people get together and just chat snakes and all that sort of rubbish. So guys, if you are going, please drive safe. I know it's a long way to go for a lot of people. It's about 4.5 hours drive for me, but a lot of people are coming from all over the country, so it's nice and early. But please drive safe, be responsible, stop for a coffee and a McDonald's on your way. Enjoy it, enjoy the whole day, get loads of pictures, share them. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for being so patient, and I'm going to see you at Sunday, and if not Sunday, I'll see you very soon.